Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Habitual Line Crosser. We got Nova, Medic Cheese, Outlaw, Joshua Winston, Random Doggo, Lee. I mean, there's so many of y'all in here. Looking like we got 233 concurrent viewers. I'm going to go ahead and kill the audio. What is going on? All hail Grandpa, make it wilder buff. I've been throwing the buff into a lot of situations as of late, and it seems like you guys are really enjoying that. And there's more buff to come. There's actually a really cool project coming out in the next couple days that I've worked very, very hard on, so I'm excited for you guys to see it. Here's the trend to start. How about we call air defense Uncle Sam's? I like it. I would love for that to happen. Hold on. Let me move something. Mrs. Line Crosser is yelling at me. Can you do the SR-72? I haven't. What about the P8s? Again, one of those things that I want to add in. You're the man. No one you know. You're the man. Or woman. I don't know. Take it easy, John Jacob. Acknowledge me, doggy. You want the Nox to acknowledge you? There it goes. I was waiting for it to come through.
Here's a trend to start. How about we call our air defense systems Uncle Sam's?
I like it. That's very ingenious. I may go ahead and submit that to a friend of mine. In Louisiana with Belgian Malinois, German Shepherd, full and some crossed. No shit. No one cares about Habitual, just the dog. Let's get real. That's fair. That's probably fair. Nox is over there licking his dick. Nox, can you stop? Here, I'm going to give him a treat so he stops. Come on, Buffalo. He is the great white Buffalo. He knows he's not supposed to eat right out of the jar. Alright, go on. Go lay down. Don't lick me. You're gross. Over there licking your wiener. Here, you'll get a second one because you're cute. Alright, you guys can go on back. What's up, Nova? Protocol 4 cookies for the doggos. That's fair. I need to get through those cookies anyways. They're kind of old. Your package has arrived. Can't wait to see a reaction. Oh, Doctor, I need to check that out. I haven't been back. Honestly, guys, so I was working my tail off, getting a bunch of content put together, and because I'll be totally honest with you, what I've had going on lately is completely unsustainable. It is completely unsustainable. I just had no spare time. I would get off from Army and do content creation and get done with content creation and go right back to the Army. I was burned out.
Package has arrived. I can't wait to see your reaction.
I will go check it out, Doctor. I'm not doing the, just so you know, I'm not doing the mail call anymore because the P.O. box is shut down, but I'll definitely reach out to you, man. When you're doing research on Google for videos, what do you do if you come across classified information that should not be out there? I haven't ran into that before, but honestly, if I did, I would just pass it off to my my Intel OIC. Be like, I don't think this is supposed to be out here. You can go ahead and check this out. And here's the thing. So when you're talking about classifications, there's so many different ones. People think it's either unclassified or classified. No. There's a lot of unclassified things that I can't share with you guys because they are controlled unclassified information, or they are for official use only, or they are unclassified non-foreign disclosure. Like a lot of the classes I teach are unclassified, but they're no foreign disclosure. So I can't teach them to anyone who's not, a U.S. force. Trying to break my damn fucking AI again. HLC needs to hire an editor. I do. F14, I do. And I'm looking at a couple right now.
When doing research on Google for videos, what do you do if you come across classified information that should not be out there?
Sorry, I'm getting to them before my little thing is triggering. Sorry about that. Colin O'Connor with a $20 dono. Happy holidays. Merry Brisket Miss. Oh, Yo, is Bernie? Is that how you say it? I cannot wait. Guys, when I was out there for that range day, bro, I'm not going to lie. I love Eli. And someone's going to clip this and tag Eli in it. I love Eli. Don't get me wrong. I love Eli.
Happy holidays and Merry Brisketmas.
Thank you so
Get
much.
you back out here to Bernie soon.
I wish I knew how to smoke meat so I could make a good brisket. But anyways, I love Eli. Great guy. I love a lot of the creators that I met out there. Nick, Fat Electrician, great guy, great dude. Don't get me wrong, I'm still geeking out when I meet these guys. But when I tell you, when they're like, hey, come meet us for dinner, and the spot that was open when I showed up was right next to Donut fucking Operator. And he started talking to me like I'm a normal person. I'm not gonna lie, like, don't get me wrong, I was like, on the inside, I was like, be cool, man. Be cool. Or sorry, on the outside, I was like, be cool. Be cool. On the inside, I was like, I didn't know how to feel, man. It's fucking Donut. I've geeked out over Donut Operator for so many fucking years, man. So I cannot wait to get back down there to Bernie, man. It's so good. 15-pound brisket plus 32 kids, 0 leftovers. Jesus! 32 kids, man. Do the beef Wellington. You're the coolest bald guy other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yo, if I'm up there next to Stone Cold, SP4449 fan, bro, I'm a huge Stone Cold fan. Like, I just want to have a beer with Stone Cold Steve Austin. If he ever saw this, I'd be like, bro, I really just want to have a beer with you. Like, I follow him on Instagram. He has like a ranch and shit now and just does Stone Cold things, and it's just cool as shit. The guy's awesome. That's adorable. What was the one? Living Mark and AK guy. I don't know who LVND Mark is. I don't know who that is. But the AK guy, talking about Brandon Herrera? Oh yeah. He's honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. At the end of that range day, he had been working his absolute tail off, and I saw him and I was like, "What's up, man?" And like, we hadn't seen each other all day, and he knows me from last time I was here. And he kind of came over and he's like, dude. And he just like fell face first into my shoulder. And I felt like I was like, I'm one of the bros. That felt good. That felt really good. But anyways, yeah, it was an amazing experience. I did get to meet Leigh McNasty. I don't know if you guys know that. Why are you up? Dude, that was, he's bigger than I thought. He's taller than I thought. Herrera for Congress 2024. Hell yeah. You should talk to Demolition. So, Demo Matt, it was at his ranch. That's where it was. I saw him, but the man was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So, like, this is the thing. Did you say Habitual Line Crosser is better than Stone Cold? You, JR. I'm flattered. But let's not, put the carriage before the horse here. But, he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So, I don't think I'm special in any way. So, like, if somebody's busy, I'm a really humble and patient person. Like, I won't bother him. Like, I saw Goldberg there, but I didn't want to run up and be like, can I get a picture? I'm like, let's let him do his thing. And then he, like, took off. So I was like, all right, I didn't get a picture with Goldberg. Which is fine. Got a picture with The Undertaker, which is, in my opinion, cooler. Sorry, Goldberg. It's the fucking Undertaker. And then I got roasted by The Undertaker's friends. I'll have to make a video about that explaining how I got roasted. Any idea when Scotland will be back? Love to see the Celts mock everything. Everyone else also. Freedom! Also, Buff is about to relive his days as a linebacker for Team America. I don't know, man. Like, I like using Scotland, but the amount of times there's, like, Scotland news, so, like, a lot of times when I throw Scotland in, and they just start talking shit about somebody out there, like, I just do it for comedy sakes, because, I don't hear anything about Scotland.
Any idea when Scotland will be back? I love to see the Celts mock everything and everyone also. Freedom. Also, Buff is about to relive his days as a linebacker for Team America.
I can't wait, honestly. I don't know what's going to happen, but I really hope the kid gets to eat. The comedy gold that I could make if the kid finally gets to eat, man. I'm telling you, I'm so excited. Did I meet Crispy? Yes, I met Crispy. I walked up to him. I shook his hand. I said, hey, what's up? Introduced myself. Hold on.
Old 68 Watson paramedic down with influenza and pneumonia. Thanks for the stream, more entertaining than the hospital TV.
Oh, hold on. What's that? Where did I miss that? Hell yeah, I'd be banging. I hope you feel better soon, man. I really do. Somebody asked if I met Crispy. I did meet Crispy. I shook his hand. I say, hey, what's going on? But like, this is the thing. There's so many people out there. So after I shook his hand, I was like, there's like that like couple second pause where before I was like, oh, so, where are you from? Like you try and get to know each other a little bit because he doesn't know me from fucking Adam. Obviously, I know who he is. He doesn't know me from anybody. And right as I was about to like say something, one of his buddies came over and they brought up a conversation, and I was like, that wasn't a good way to meet him. That was awkward. And then like I stood there and they were just talking, and I was like, I'm gonna walk away now. And I just walked away. That was entirely on me. That was my fucking fault. You guys need to understand, I am awkward as shit in person. I need some fucking meat in my diet. Oh, man, one of the chats. You know what I did, guys? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So last week, on the Epic Game Store, maybe it was a couple days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, the Epic Game Store. I don't buy anything from Epic, but I have a huge library because Epic gives away free video games all the time. They gave away like 3 or 4 of the DLCs from Destiny 2. So I was like, we'll just pick it up. And I needed something to shut my brain off. So I've been telling you guys that I was like in an unsustainable pace. It was literally just content, army, content, army, content, army. Like I didn't have a day off for a very long time. And my poor wife, man, she's always, right by my side throughout everything. I feel terrible. My stress level's getting through the roof. I had to go to the doctor. Like, it's neither here nor there, guys. And so the last couple days, what I did is I put myself in a position where I have videos posted. They're there. They're going to go live at the right time, and I can step back. And all I did yesterday evening and pretty much all day today is I played Destiny 2. And I tell you right now, I haven't relaxed like that in a very long time. Because when I tell you guys, like, hey, I can't stream, usually I'm busy doing something. And it's not just like I'm spending time with this person or doing this. Like, I'm busy doing something for the business. So, like, well, for the social media business. So, yeah, seeing you playing game. You saw me, Wolfram. Bro.
Evan Hafer.
Yemen talks a big game for someone in the middle of a civil war. Yemen,
The United States military is a finely honed weapon. It's a shame to see it rust in waiting, but it's also very frightening when in action.
It really is. When you see it, go fucking ham. I don't know who Evan Hafer is. I don't know who that is, but Matt Best, I saw him out there. He took off. He wasn't feeling very good. He was there and then he was gone. Same thing with Tim Kennedy. He showed up in a helicopter. Fucking couldn't drive like a real man. Fucking man's gonna show up one day, just beat my ass. I'm just fucking with him. Anyways, yeah, showed up in a helicopter, hung out for a little while, and then rolled out. But yeah, Matt Best showed up for a little while and then rolled out as well because he wasn't feeling very well.
We're so glad you're here. Please take care of yourself. Love the Moses joke.
Madam EXE, thank you so much. Or Madam X, I think that's how you say that.
Ever thought of doing a YF-23 character as a twin that the F-22 killed in the womb, that haunts him?
I want to introduce the YF-23. I don't know how yet. Like, it hasn't come to me. Nox! They're just talking about you indiscriminately licking your fucking business. No, don't come over here and try and lick me. I don't know what your deal is, bro. Go to your bed. It's the dog cam, and apparently both dogs are just sitting over there licking their fucking business. That's all they want to do. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. I love you, but go to your bed, dude. Nox, go to your bed. Bed. I'm sorry, Justin. Bring back the dogs. Nox is just standing there. Now they're just staring at Nox's shoulder and fat. Even Evan Hafer is a Black Rat Coffee Company owner. Oh. I might have met him. Let me see what he looks like. I met a lot of people there. Oh, I did not meet him. No, I did not meet him. I know who you're talking about now. Evan Hafer? No, I've not met him. Let me see. Let's be real. If you could. Hope you get the rest you needed last week. Yo, no, I needed it. Honestly, I was burning the candle at both ends, guys. Because, like, this is the thing. Every time you guys get excited about seeing something that I create, I get excited about trying to make it better. And right now, I'm kind of at an impasse. And I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to create some good stories here and stuff and do that. But I also want to figure out how to take my content to the next level. And that's something I would like to still do. Miss you too, Justin. Hi again, your Discord is wild. Met new peeps. Bro, Dylan, I haven't been on my Discord in like a week.
Hi again. Your Discord is wild lol. New peeps.
I haven't been. My mods, man, I feel so bad for those guys. I'm just like, here. Like, I created this thing and I was like, here. And I pop in every once in a while. I haven't been in there in like a week. I like every once in a while go through and I'll read some of the messages and be like, oh, that's cool. And sometimes I comment on things, you know, because I always wanted to be present. I don't want to be so like far out of reach, right? And so I popped in there, but I haven't really done much else other than that. Give him a treat. He already had 2 treats. He has the fat. It's a medical condition called fat. Right back to licking the junk. No, he's licking a foot now, I think. Our new bomber is one flying Dorito chip. Big facts. If the buff is scared, we should all be scared. Facts.
Didn't know the Houthis had an Air Force. Will 22 get to feed or will the Hornets have all the fun?
I don't know. This is the thing. I feel like this is a rare opportunity, right? Because everyone has their 5th gen aircraft. Everybody. And we're about to introduce 6th gen. Now, keep in mind, gen is kind of an arbitrary term. The US just makes up a weird standard, and that's what we do, right? But I think it's a perfect opportunity as the 5th gen goes away, right? To show people what it's capable of. I think it's a really good opportunity, timing-wise.
Love you, man. Loved seeing you on Unsub with Fat Electrician.
Dude,
I think you two could do some awesome collabs. Also, the Range Day was a wild mashup of my favorite YouTubers. Hashtag don't give in to the 22AD.
Hell yeah, Mega Mobass. Dude, it was so much fun. And I reached out to the Fat Electrician. I'm working on a collab with him as we speak. He's just got to get it to me. But so what I'm thinking right now is, as 6th gen is about to be a thing, right? Like, we've seen pictures of it. It's in development. We know it's coming. 5th gen, like the 22 is going away. The 35 is still a pretty well-kept secret, right? So why not, like, everyone is, you know, Russia built their Su-57, China built their J-20. Why not just let the kid loose? Like, to me, from a tactical perspective, right, like, the world knows the F-15 is a fucking powerhouse. 104-0, like, the F-15 is a champ. So, you have an Air Force that wants the smoke. You have a jet that you're no longer going to be using that never got an opportunity to show how powerful it is. And now you can make a statement with that jet because they can see what it has. That's fine, because you're building something better. So I think it's a great opportunity to just be like, cool, let's send them some humble pie and just fucking eradicate an entire Air Force. I think this is a perfect opportunity. Again, for me, from a tactics perspective, psychological victory, that's just the way I'm looking at it, is like everything lines up. If we were keeping the F-22 for extended periods of time, no, of course, you want to keep its capabilities a secret. But the 22 is going away, the 6th gen is showing up, why not let it loose to show people exactly how far behind they are? Because everyone, like, beats their chest about what they can do. No one's ever seen the 22 let loose. Let them loose. Take a squadron of those pilots and be like, hey, the bad guys are that way. Start sinking them. Just do what you need to do, and just see what happens. I think that would be a perfect opportunity, in my opinion. Free on healthcare. How are you, Wolfram? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. I'm sorry. Let the rapper eat. I'm a peacock captain. You gotta let me fly. I might use that quote as the 22, man. I might. If they don't let him do anything in this Yemen situation, I fucking might. That's actually really good to use that quote. Love your shit, man. Do you think Ukrainian Patriot systems are using data link from nearby NATO AWACS who just happen?
First day I was in and reading mods were busy AF. Great people and I thank you for the opportunity to meet them.
Oh, thank you so much, Dylan. I'm glad that the Discord is a good place for people. I will say the Discord is 18 and up, guys. If you're not over 18, you can't get in.
Love your shit, man. Do you think UA Patriot systems are using data link from nearby NATO AWACS who just happen to let everyone know what freak they're transmitting Link 16 stuff on that day? Possible triple shoot down today.
I'm trying to figure out how to answer this, Black Dragon. That's a tough one. So, God, this one's going to drive me nuts. So, okay, so this is what's going on in my brain. Certain versions of Patriot cannot use Link 16 for any kind of anything, right? Some versions can. I don't know if that's the version the Ukrainians have, so I don't want to say that yes, they did or no, they didn't. On top of that, certain interceptors can't be used by outside sensors, and that would constitute if you have an outside sensor providing firing doctrine or firing data for an inside sensor, or instead of queuing, that could potentially get the U.S. involved in something. So like the best answer I can give you is, I don't know. Probably Patriot is just shooting things by itself as it's supposed to be doing. And a triple shoot down today? That's good. I'm not going to lie. It makes me... This is the thing. I'm happy the Ukrainians have a good system that is doing its job. And I'm happy the Ukrainians love that system. Like, from the people I know, I didn't teach them, but from the people I know that did, were like, they showed up and they're like, this thing is awesome compared to the S300 and S400. They're like, this thing is fucking tits. It's so easy to use. Yeah, it's literally point, click, shoot. Like, it's super easy. I could teach you how to shoot down an aircraft in probably 5 seconds. Super easy to do. That being said, I'm glad that it works, especially because I have bet my life on that system for the better part of a decade. So, like, don't get me wrong, everyone loves when American systems do what they're supposed to be doing, but, like, when I see it and I have bet my life on it for long periods of time, I'm like, yeah, that's a good feeling. That's a damn good feeling. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down. So simple is key. Exactly. Simplicity survives. So I did, I think Unsub has a new shirt coming out. I don't know if it's come out yet. Can anyone right now, I don't even know where to go. Hold on, let me look up the Unsubscribed podcast. I want to see if the shirt is live, because I want to tell you that I may have been the influence for said shirt. Eli texted me, the shirt exists, but I don't know if it's in their store yet, so I want to check. It is not in their store yet, and I'm not going to say anything. It is not in their store. Doesn't exist yet. Okay, doesn't exist. When it goes live, there's an aircraft-themed one, if you pay attention to the Unsub store.
If the US were to send the F-22 or F-16 into Ukraine airspace to aid them, the US can just claim they are Ukrainian AA or Ukrainian F-16s, just like the Soviets did during the Korean War.
Yeah, the downside is let's say they get shot down, which is a possibility.
You need more helicopters in your videos. From a retired Kiowa pilot.
Yo, you Kiowa guys, I respect y'all, but y'all love to fuck around, okay? Hold on, we're going to answer his first, and I'm going to tell the Kiowa story. The Kiowa story I fucking have. Love you guys, but fuck you at the same time. I do need to do more rotary wings. I'll totally agree with that. Downside is if they potentially get shot down, or if they're squawking American codes. I don't know. Right now, we've given about a tenth of America's firepower. Not a tenth, 10%, which is a tenth. I mean, yeah, that's a tenth. Around 10% of American firepower, and it has stacked that many. I mean, Ukrainians are using it very, very well, and it's cost 0 American lives. I think that's the only way we can keep this going, and keep the support going. As soon as it starts costing American lives, people are going to get either really into it, or they're going to really not want a part of it. So, Malachad, Afghanistan, 2010. 2010 or 2011. I was there 10-11. From July 10 to June 11. So it was 11 months. I love the Kiowas. Don't get me wrong. They made a big mess of things. They weren't very good. Love you guys. You just compare you to a gunship that you and I both know that there's no comparison there. It's okay. I'm not talking shit. You guys are very good at what you did. I used to love like sitting on Fish Mountain, and the Kiowas, in case you guys didn't know, they had like hunter-killer teams. You'd see one Apache like lumbering through the sky, way up there, a couple thousand feet, and Kiowas would be buzzing the ground, trying to piss somebody off. And that's literally what they did. And they're flying like literally feet above houses and shit. And I'm not fucking with you guys, right? And you'd see like tracers or an RPG go flying past one of them, and then all of a sudden you just see the gunship turn and fucking whop, 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 and just start leveling shit. It was just the way that they worked, right? And Kiowas, again, good aircraft, just really made a big mess of things. Didn't have a whole lot of good targeting on board, at least the versions we saw. Rocket pods, I mean, unguided shit, machine guns. Don't get me wrong, they could kill things. But compare them to a gunship, it just was like, you know, apples and oranges. So I'm in my COP ACS 5. Greg, I'm going to tell Greg this. I was in my COP in ACS 5, and I'm in a tower, and I see them. You know, they're doing their thing out there, and I'm just watching. Oh, cool. And the Kiowas get closer to Fish Mountain, where I'm at. I'm like nestled right up against the mountain. I'm like, huh. And I look to the south, and here comes this Kiowa, hauling ass right at me. And when I tell you these guys were flying low, hold on. It was low enough that I ducked in the tower. I'm not making this shit up. I was standing there and I was like, he should pull up. He's not pulling up. Why is he not pulling up? And I straight ducked in the fucking tower. And these Kiowas came flying. Like I'm telling you, I don't know how he didn't clip the top of my fucking tower. I have no idea how it didn't happen. The son of a bitch was feet. I mean, like single digit feet above my tower when he went flying by.
Glad you got your rest and are feeling better. You work so hard and give us so much. You, angry cops, and the fat electrician have become my mightism.
Thank you so much, Devin. Honestly, man, that's the stuff that makes me keep going. Like, there's always going to be negative comments in my comment section. That always happens. It's not unheard of for me. But with those of you guys are like, I love what you do. Thank you so much. You make me, happy. You make me laugh. That's the shit that I love. So let me see if I can find Greg. I'm going to see if Greg said something again. I'm scrolling through. I'm looking for Greg. Did I miss something?
I wonder if the Russians will stick their nose in the Red Sea situation and send some ships or subs to stalk the NATO fleet.
I don't know what they have left, Rampant Fury. I mean, the Ukrainians have been putting in some serious fucking work, man. I think they pulled all their ships out of the Black Sea. I really do. I honestly think so. I read that somewhere. You did that on a panel check from an A10? Fuck that. Hard, not getting me that close to an A10.
Love your content. Fun thing I learned today, the USS Constitution is the only still active duty ship that has sunk a ship in combat, all the way back in 1813. Could be fun angle to explore for a new character.
You're not wrong. Huh.
You should make a Coast Guard character can plus text.
I was thinking about throwing in a Coast Guard cutter. I really was. Because this is the thing. I talk shit about all branches. I talk shit about, like, everybody gets the smoke. I really want to bring a Coast Guard cutter in just because the U.S. Coast Guard, in case you guys didn't know this, the U.S. Coast Guard is the sole, like, the only one in any nation in the world responsible for cutting ice in the Antarctic. Like, just a bunch of fucking coasties go down there, and their job is to get, like, shipping ships in, and their job is to just crash into the ice the whole way there, so a giant cargo ship can follow them in, and then it drops cargo, and then they get it out. Like, they're the sole people responsible for cutting ice. And I tell you right now, I give them their respect. Fuck that. I ain't doing it. No, thank you. No, thank you. I won't do that shit. Hell fucking no. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas to all you. Again, keep your eyes open, guys. In the next couple days, there's going to be something coming out. And there's the Christmas theme, I will say. I worked very, very hard on it. I hope people enjoy it. Icebreakers probably take a lot of damage. So the way they work, and I don't know why, like, I was watching a documentary on icebreakers. It's actually not that bad, the way they do it. So a regular ship, on the front of it, sometimes they go down like that, and then they have, like, that bulb at the bottom of the fucking bow of the ship, I guess, underwater. And that's for hydrodynamics. There you go. So it can go through the water easier. But Coast Guard cutters are actually, they're rounded all the way down. They don't have that little point on the bottom like Navy ships do. And the reason for that is because they actually climb on top of the ice and fall through it. Climb on top and fall through it. And that's how ice-breaking ships work. I didn't know that. I learned that from a fucking documentary, boys. We're all getting smarter. Greg replied, what did he say? What did he say? What did I miss? What did I miss? I gotta find Greg. Oh, there he is. We call that a warrant officer recruiting pass. Sorry we scare you, and congrats on walks. Thank you so much, Greg. Much appreciated. Yeah, you fucking bastards got real low on me, man. But you do what you're supposed to do. That's just what you guys did in Afghanistan. I can't imagine being bait. Okay, I can't. That's what we were in Afghanistan, but still.
So the Patriot got 3 Su-34s yesterday. Please tell me you are going to tease the kid and Merry Christmas.
What?
We need a militia character. New or old.
I did not know. I did not see that news. Hold on. Hold on. Brain, I gotta find the right notes. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's a fraction of what the system can do, but I did not know they got 3 Su-34s. I have not seen that news. That's entirely new on me. Oh my god, there's a lot. Love your character, especially the kid.
I'm upset Ukraine getting the fun with Russia TBH.
How do I word that? I want to address that.
At Habitual, Linny Cross, I love your characters, especially the kid. The F-22 looks like a UFO on the ground up close. That said, betting on the Grandpa F5 versus Super Hornet in Yemen. Yes, they are direct evolution designs.
I hope they let the kid loose. I'm fucking praying. The comedy gold I could get from it, but on top of like, that's just an opportunity for all Americans and Skunkworks to sit back and be like, and now we're making something better. Like that's just the sheer just, not that I've ever been that guy, but just, you know what I'm talking about. So hold on, Mr. Dean, thank you so much for the dono, my dude. You're more than welcome to ask. I try and get to as many questions as I can. So he said, I'm upset Ukraine getting the phone with Russia. So how do I word this? I'm hearing... Ukraine is doing well. They're doing well defensively. If we were involved at this point, we'd probably be pushing through there faster than we got to Baghdad. Just going to be totally fair with you guys. Like from the Kuwaiti border to Baghdad took like 26 days or something. I think it was like 35 days total for all of Iraq, but from like 26 days from there to Baghdad. Just from what I hear about how poorly equipped, trained, and fucking motivated the Russians are. So I don't know. I'm trying to read as much as I can. Hey, your name is Peter. You're amazing. Amazing with my accents and also videos. Thank you so much. Keep in time. Peter, thank you so much, my dude. Vietnam was wild for weapons. Bro, it was. People underestimate, because like World War II, don't get me wrong, World War II gave us jet aircraft, it gave us fucking cruise missiles, it gave us ballistic missiles, it gave us the microwave, it gave us radar, but like Vietnam, that's when you started seeing laser-guided weapons.
Hey,
fucking
HLC. Can't stay tonight but just wanted to hop on and say Merry Christmas to you, Mrs. HLC Hobbs, Knox and Rain.
Aww.
And Merry Christmas to everyone here. My son loves his HLC gear. Gotta go prep to cook for 15 people Sunday.
Brandon, you take care of yourself. Thank you so much for being here, man. And I'm glad your son enjoys what he got. You're an amazing person. Took care of that other thing. You should be seeing it soon. Brandon, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, man. Y'all don't know, HLC does things on the outside sometimes.
Hey HLC, your warrant officer school started up yet? If not, when you shipping out, boss?
So it'll be next year. Has not started up yet. We'll leave it at that. So just there's some things in my life changing. I'm not saying what's changing, but there's some things in my life changing, guys. Things in my career field changing, and I will definitely put out a video, a long form where I explain everything and how it's going to work with you guys. I should have done that already. I just honestly, man, I've been so damn busy with everything else. So How long do I live chat? Normally about 2 hours. We're in about 37 minutes right now, so normally about 2 hours. Hello from OKC. What's going on, Patrick? Here, we're gonna give you some horns. Where's the button? Ooh, what does this button do?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I'm sorry. Oh shit! I didn't mean to start it again.
A black man with a funny name.
Not that button.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Probably not that one.
But it's political bullshit.
I forgot which buttons I attach to shit sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. That button just killed, man. I'm sorry, bro. The F4 is so sexy. I let him do me all day. The F4, I love the F4 Phantom. And the F4 Phantom, when it came out, it was a fucking rocket sled. Like, America, that was when we were like, okay, we've developed jet aircraft. Like, the F4 was the big, sorry, not the F4, you're talking about the F4U Corsair, right? Not the F4 Phantom? I love the F4U Corsair. Like, that thing, it's a fucking beast. I have one up there. It's my favorite aircraft. And it's just because everyone else was like jet aircraft, and the United States was like, this prop can still fucking cook. And the F4U Corsair just wouldn't fucking put in work. F-14, I love the every aircraft has that one thing that just makes it stand out. For the F-14, it's the AIM-54, the Phoenix missile. That they like had, everyone thinks like the A-10 is the only thing that like had a gun, and they're like, let's build this plane around it. No, they had this missile, and the F-14 Tomcat was like, okay, and they just built this fucking plane around a missile. They're like, we need it to be able to carry it, launch it, do all these multi-role fucking responsibilities. Like, it was a really cool thing. So every Corsair's the butt of bus. The butt of bus. F4, I don't know, sexiest plane ever? Trying to think what would be the sexiest plane ever. Like, don't get me wrong, the F4U Corsair, I love it. I love it. But it's not sexy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the swept down wings that come down and up like that, oh, I love that shit. I mean, all American planes in World War II did the straight wings, but the F4U Corsair was like, nope, down and then up, because fuck you, that's why. Like, it's so good looking. I don't know. Every plane, like, has its own level of sexiness to it, I guess, you know? F-14 has a soft spot for a sexy, complicated plane. A pig and an elephant sort of thing, then. B-1B. Ooh, the B-1B is a good-looking plane, I'll give you that. If the Air Force and Navy got unleashed properly, you wouldn't lose a boot on the ground except for mines being a problem. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
If the Air Force and Navy got unleashed properly, you wouldn't lose a boot on the ground except for mines being a problem if they even have to send the Marines or Army in. Wouldn't money as much though.
I don't think people realize. So like let's just do.
How would the US get by all those mines the Russians laid? By some estimates they mined something like 8% of Ukraine.
Oh, that's pretty simple. We have a lot of counter mine stuff like Mikliks and all sorts of things. Like we're very big on counter mine. So let me check the Wikipedia for Yemeni Air Force. Let's see what their strength is. I see they got MiG-21s, MiG-29s. Let me see. Okay, so it looks like they have 19 MiG-21s, 23 MiG-29s, 23 Su-22s, and 11 F-5. So let's add that up here real quick. 23 plus 23, that's 46 plus 11, that's 57 plus 19, 57 plus 19. I'm breaking out the calculator. 76. They have 76 aircraft, combat aircraft.
If you ever get a chance to come to Michigan, make an effort to visit the Air Zoo in Kalamazoo. They have an SR-71B and a Tomcat, I think, and few other gems. So worth a visit for history buffs.
That's actually a big possibility because my brother is a cop in Detroit, and I will definitely come up there and visit him after Hobbs dies. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be mean, but Hobbs is on 3%, man. He's out of my 3 dogs. Like Noxie's, he'll be fine. Rain, she'll be fine. Like, we can board them. Hobbs needs constant attention. So, like, we're just kind of around. F-111 is very nice. I love the F-111.
Sexiest plane ever is the SR-71 Blackbird.
I could see that. I could see that argument as the SR-71. I could see that argument. But what I was getting to is, where's my calculator? 76 aircraft. We have 76 aircraft. We have 168 F-22s. We have 450 F-35s. I don't even know how many F-18s, 15s, 16s we have, but like, I'm trying to, like, don't get me wrong, confidence is a big thing, right? On the battlefield, like, you want to be confident. But I feel like Yemen is just, they really don't know. Like, I feel like they just, maybe they saw how the U.S. acted towards, like, Afghanistan, and they're like, oh, they're just pushovers now. They're a shadow of their former self. And, like, I don't know where they get all this audacity. Like, I have no clue where they're just like, fuck you. Bring it. Like, you are the bravest son of a bitch who's gonna die real soon. Like that, that is wild. I'm impressed. Like, don't get me wrong, I can admire certain things. I can admire, like, for example, stay with me here, I fought them, so I can say this. I admire the Taliban's fighting spirit. I do. Absolutely. We always stacked more of them than they did of us. Like, a lot more. Keep in mind, more people died on 9/11 than in the entire war in Afghanistan in 20-some years. Keep that, so just put that in perspective, right? How many Taliban lost their life? A lot, right? They were outgunned, out-equipped, out-trained, out-everything, but they still continued to fight. I can admire that. I hate their guts, absolutely. But I can admire their fighting spirit. You are the bravest son of a bitch who's gonna die real soon. AH-47, ACH-47? You're talking about the Chinook? I do need to add in a Chinook. I've been working on a voice. I'm working on it because I want it to launch correctly, right? So we're getting there. C5 Galaxy. Ooh, C5 Galaxy has a special place in my heart because it's just a big girl. It's just a big girl, man. Like, she can move a lot, but she's not real reliable. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Every time we've shipped our shit overseas on a C-17, it made it in one trip, no problem, got there, dropped off. Every time we shipped our shit overseas in a C5, it had a holdover in a country for parts. I call a spade, man. Every single time. F-117 is one letter from the Master Chief. Ooh, you're not wrong. So, a while back, I was going to say the F-111 Aardvark. I didn't even know this plane existed until like a month ago, guys. Like, I didn't even know. But like, I looked into it. What the fuck were we thinking? Like, all right. We want something that's the size of a fighter aircraft, okay? Put the biggest fucking engines you can find on that thing, all right? And we want it to carry as much as a bomber. Fucking, all right, let's just make that shit happen. That's if you don't know what an F-111 Aardvark is, that's it. They're like, we want a fighter that can carry as much as a bomber with enormous engines. Like, the amount of firepower that thing can fucking carry, the weight. Hey, let me check on how much an F-111 can carry. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to find exactly. Up to 24 conventional as well as nuclear weapons. It doesn't even have a weight. This plane could carry 24 nuclear weapons. 100,000 pounds. Did you find that, Zach? I believe it, man. It was the weirdest thing. And they only built like 80 of them. They didn't build very many, man. The 111, man. It was a weird shit.
The Chinook should be Crocodile Hunter.
The Chinook should be Crocodile Hunter? Well, I kind of use the Crocodile Hunter for my Australian voices. I have one in my brain. You guys actually gave it to me. It's a very hard voice to master, and I'm working on it. I haven't worked on it as much as I need to, but I need to work on it. I love the P-47 Razorback and the F6F Hellcat, aka the Zero Killer. I think I know what the F6F is. I think I can see it in my brain. Oh yeah. I tell you right now, it took some fucking stones to be one of those early carrier launchers, man. You should look up an EF-111 variant. It was nicknamed Med the Spark Bark. EF-111, hold on.
You should look up the EF-111 variant. It was nicknamed Med the Spark Bark.
Uh-oh. Mrs. Linecrosser's knocking on the door.
I love the P-47 Razorback and the F6F Hellcat, aka the Zero Killer.
I gotta show you guys Hobbs because I said he's on 3%. She says he's on more than 3%. This is Hobbs. He has one eye that doesn't work. He has no teeth. He is a hairless boy. He's currently wearing a diaper suit. His back legs don't really work. He has a little wheelchair. But we're doing. Oh, the B-36 Peacemaker, 6 turning, 4 burning. I actually have a, somebody sent me a model of one of those. It's down here still. I haven't done anything. What are my opinions on the F-18? Ooh, I gotta tell you. Hold on. All right, Bean. You're gonna say bye? You wanna say bye? All right.
Yo boss, since you're a sensor system nerd like myself, you ever gonna do sonar stuff, recent Medret sonar tech that would be willing to share knowledge?
You ever gonna do sonar stuff, recent Medret sonar tech would be willing to share knowledge? I'm actually curious about sonar capabilities, and I've just never looked into it. I'm sure there's a lot publicly out there. I don't know. What are my opinions on the F-18? I haven't done enough research to make any kind of decisions, but I will tell you the Growler is one of the scariest fucking things to an air defender or anyone who works with a radar that I've ever seen.
What are your opinions on the F-18?
The Growler is a scary, scary bitch. If you guys don't know what the Growler is, it's the electronic warfare version of the F-18. I think it's an EF-18. And it can make you think it's everything and nothing coming through the air. It can fucking overload radar systems. It can fucking make you think that there's a flock of birds or that there is 7,000 jets coming at you. It can fucking target radar systems. Like the shit that Growler can do is terrifying. Like it takes Russian Durfam, which is like their version of it, which is fucking hot garbage, and just fucking get out of here, old itchy asshole. Yes, that was a Dane Cook quote. And just and it just does it better in every way. The Growler's a scary bitch. I haven't done enough homework on the rest of the F-18. P-38 Lightning? Ooh, I do love the P-38.
About 3% of cadets at the military academies are Eagle Scouts.
That's a real thing? I never would have known.
I'd about you, but I think the P-38 Lightning is pretty sexy.
I do like the P-38 Lightning. But who doesn't like, P-38, P-51, those old planes? I mean, who doesn't like those? Cubert's laughing at the name Growler. Is that a thing? In the what does Growler mean in UK? The F-8 Crusader. I think I looked up that thing before. Hold on. And then someone said the A6. Is it the Sky Raider? I did see the A1.
Cubert's laughing at the name Growler, D.
And then F-8 Crusader? I don't know everything about every aircraft, guys. Oh, that's an ugly bitch. I'm gonna have to. That aircraft had better have brought something to the fight because that's an ugly fucking aircraft. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. I like the F8 Crusader. That is an ugly. It looks like it's like Bubba Gump in plane form.
Raf would fly though Brisbane in ab and fuel dump.
Growlers are a derogatory term for later. Seriously? Bro, when I was on the Unsubscribed podcast, I brought up apparently, so in Scotland, in case if you guys didn't watch the episode, I learned this from a Scot. A synonym, or euphemism, I guess you would call it, for lady parts, and it's probably the least attractive way you could ever say this, is clunge. It sounds so awful. And I guess there was a Scot in the comment section who's like, I am rolling laughing at you guys talking about clunge. It's so gross. It's so fucking nasty, man. I love UK slang for female. Physio. That's a word I don't know. Fizzy. Hold on. Physiognomy. Is that a real word or are you fucking with me? Physiognomy? SOCOM equals Chuck Norris. You know, you're not wrong.
Sonar stuff is very restricted for anything modern. As a surface tech, I are not allowed to know about us boats. And we can't let Ru/Chi know that we know everything that is broken on their boats.
I've heard, like, from sonar techs, like, I've talked to people who've worked, like, on subs. A good friend of mine, who might be here in chat, Kozak, was a submariner, and he's like, man, the shit we can hear and know about their subs, like, we know where they're at. Like, people are like, oh, you don't know where all Russians... No, we absolutely know where every single one of them are at. It's just like when people like, that balloon snuck up on the United States, and I was the first person like, no, it didn't. I assure you guys, it did not. Hold on.
Have you heard that Ukraine's SBU blew up a Russian rail line near Russia's border with China?
I heard about that. I don't know any more details. Somebody sent me that article, and I've yet to read it, man. Oh my god, I can't know everything about everything. I'm sorry. MTM Jedi, I did hear about that. Like the shit that we know. So when that balloon came across, they're like, we didn't know it was there crossing the whole Pacific Ocean. And like everyone likes to make that joke. Like, we didn't, the US didn't know. We knew. But what they didn't hear is a week later.
Love the UH-1 Iroquois, aka the Huey.
The good old Huey. It's an iconic aircraft. I should probably bring in the Huey. Maybe. If I can think of a good character for the Huey, I should bring in the Huey. Because I think the fucking Marines still use the Huey. But anyways, yeah, no, a week after that article, they shot down that balloon, the government was finally like, yeah, we watched it cross the entire Pacific. We watched it take off from this thing. And I was just like, imagine that. The guy who works in radar is like, no, we knew. I assure you we knew. Uncle Sam doesn't know what he knows, but trust me, Uncle Sam knows. But like, it's not what you think, like, oh, Uncle Sam knows what I had for breakfast. You are not that important. If you were a dictator, he probably knows what you had for breakfast. Just saying. Like, Uncle Sam knows about a lot. Uncle Sam knows so fucking much, man. It's wild. AH-1Z is a great gunship. I need to dig into the AH-1Z. So I've dug into the AH-1 and the old AH-1, but apparently the Z is supposed to, like, be comparable to the Apache. Don't know what that means. Marines use the UH-1Y? Really? He has to be a Marine. Thought on UAPs. They exist. They're real. I will tell you guys this. So the best thing I can talk about when speaking about extraterrestrial life, hold on.
So the EF-111 could be your Aussie character. It was used by them, was the Air Force version of the EA-6 Prowler, replaced by the EA-18G Growler.
I could use an Australian aardvark. That actually might fucking vibe, because I think they were the last people to stop using them. Your ship tracked that balloon when it went over Japan. I'm telling you, everyone knew. Like, we all knew, but no one said anything about it. Like, we just, okay.
My ship tracked that ballon when it went over Japan.
Oh man. So UAPs, unmanned or unknown aerial phenomenon. What I will tell you is the best way to look at anything that is out there in the universe. Like, are we alone? I look at it the same way Neil deGrasse Tyson does, and I would love to just have a conversation with that man. Granted, I don't agree with him on everything. Same thing with like Bill Nye the Science Guy. I don't agree with him on everything, but I think having intelligent conversation with people who are intelligent in their field is a great way for people to learn things. But anyways, the way Neil deGrasse Tyson looks at it is, if you think we're alone in this universe, based off of what we can observe, that is like taking a cup of water out of the ocean and saying that whales don't exist.
Are you going to do a video about Ukraine drone raids on Moscow?
I considered it. I don't know. So for me, indiscriminate targets are kind of a. I don't like making jokes about either side doing indiscriminate targeting. No, it's semi-discriminate when it comes to Ukraine, because they're picking like government buildings. And Russia's picking literally everything that they can. So I don't know. Maybe. You should have a video with a bunch of American aircraft are.
You should have a video where a bunch of American aircraft argue with a bunch of Russian aircraft.
I wonder if I could make like a Tu-95 Russian buff. It's been around damn near as long. I'm going to put that in my notes. That's not a half bad idea. That actually wouldn't be a half bad idea. I don't know if I would do that, but like, I don't know. We'll see. Tu-95 but drunk buff. Look up the guns. Go Chinook. You won't be disappointed.
What if UFOs are just the F-22s undercover?
Hold on, we're gonna.
How long until Lockheed Martin gives us Gundams?
Bro, I hope sooner rather than later. Somebody asked a real important question. Hold on. Where is it at? I just saw it. Somebody asked my favorite pie, and it's pumpkin. My second is coconut cream. There we go. Favorite pie is pumpkin. Second is...
You should introduce a Byroctor TB2 character.
Hold on. I didn't even see that one. Hold on. I'm going through.
In a conventional war, who do you think is winning, China or the US?
Oh, absolutely the US all day. And here's why. The US controls the oceans and the air. China has maybe, like, if you look at just how many ships do they have, how many ships do we have? Cool. China has more ships. How big are their ships? What are their ships capable of doing? Right? Like, capabilities and limitations. The US is just a lot more capable in that aspect.
Nick Nolte for Huey. Air Force was using the Huey when I got out for TRF 2014.
Really?
They loved being loud over the dorm rooms when people were trying to sleep.
Air Force was still using Hueys in 14?
I always wondered why the order to shoot it down was given after crossing the US for so long instead of as soon as it entered US airspace. Either way, I enjoy your videos. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Miguel, that's politics. Because when it was heading over, they were watching it. When it crossed into U.S. airspace, our president called their president, said, hey, we have a balloon. Is it yours? They said, no, it's not mine. And if you do it right away after that, it's bad politics. So then you got to call again. You got to call again and try and iron this shit out. And, we're taking control of it. Don't shoot it down. Could have been anything. It's just politics. That's why it took so long. But I assure you, as soon as it entered U.S. airspace, there was probably an F-18 Growler flying around it or an F-22, something jamming the living fuck out of it. It was useless to them the second it crossed into American airspace. Which is really weird because they have like hundreds of spy satellites up there. Why would you need a balloon? Like, that's the part that doesn't make any damn sense to me. You have hundreds of spy satellites up there. Why the balloon? That part never made any damn sense. Maybe they thought like a slow mover could get into American airspace without being detected? I don't know. Just didn't make any damn sense. How long till Lockheed Martin gives us Gundams? I have no idea. What if UFOs are F-22s undercover? That's a very big possibility.
You should have the J-20 F-22S red-headed step bro.
Hold on.
My dad was Navy for 14 years. Active for a few years, reserves for the rest.
Hold on, who's
reserves? He was being an inspector on 688s in Groton. Active duty, he was on the lineup in Desert Storm. His ship was the LST USS Spartanburg, County.
If I could do the Nick Nolte voice, I would. Sorry, I'm trying to read through. I'm trying to catch up, guys.
You should have a skit where Army hellos argue with Marine Corps hellos on who can provide CAS. Pecan pie is better.
Ugh, I don't do pecan pie, which is ironic because I'm going to retire in New Mexico, which is the pecan capital of the United States. Pecan capital of the United States. Dad was Navy for 14 years, active a few years, reserves for the rest. Reserves, he was being an inspector for 688s. Active duty, he was on the line of Desert Storm. His ship was the LST USS Spartanburg. So he was there at like the big push. You should have J-20 F-22's redheaded step bro. I don't know how to portray the J-20 yet. I want to. I really do. So somebody said something about, what if it's just the F-22? So radars detect a lot of things. How do I word this? Radars detect a lot of things. And sometimes radars detect things that aren't there. Like clouds and humidity and wind. That's a real thing. If your radar is sensitive enough, you can detect wind. That's a real thing. And obviously these things move at weird speeds and they change at weird speeds. They can stop and turn and move and do all sorts of stuff, right? So remember, folks, if you see something traveling across your screen at like as fast as your screen can possibly display it, I don't know what that number might be, and it stops and then does a 90-degree turn and starts heading towards you, that's your radar having an issue. That's nothing more than that. Remember that, folks. We're going to leave it at that. Why don't I get my missus to do some voices, bro? I hope she's watching. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching, you need to come do some voices. You should help me out. You should be the Buffs missus. They ran off with the U2. I think I can make some serious humor there. I think that would be great. Radars can't find Big Mike. ACH-47 Chinook, the guns, go. It's a Chinook with guns, rockets, cannons, literally all. Oh yeah, I've seen the attack Chinooks. It's a bit excessive. Mrs. HLC, I agree with habitual line crosser. Right, F14? She's not in chat. She might be lurking. She needs to be Buff's crush. Yep. I think it would be so much fun. I think it would be a blast. I'll see if I will keep pressuring. You guys, this is the thing. So Mrs. Linecrosser helps me read the comment section sometimes. Like when I'm busy doing something, like I'll be cooking, she'll be like, oh, hey, look at this person said this. And sometimes she'll reply like for me. So you guys should all be in my comment section being like, when are we getting Mrs. HLC as a plane? When are we getting Mrs. HLC as a plane? When are we getting, I'm telling you, that's what we need. What do I think of the Black Shark? I'm not familiar with what the Black Shark is. Bayraktar TB2? I'm not familiar with what that is. Make the B-52 into a gunship. Have they ever tried that? Federation Airspace. That's a really cool fucking name, by the way. 3 questions. Do you think the Reaper would ever be used in active warfare? I think you mean Raptor. I don't know. I hope. Also, your videos, the Raptor needs a Snickers. Also, what do you think of the Raptors going to do back in time World War II Americans? Oh, so there's a YouTube channel called the Grim Reapers, and they take like F-22s and they pit them against like the Japanese Imperial Air Force from World War II. And the big problem is they run out of missiles. Like they just run out, and they run out of ammunition, and then they're trying to outmaneuver these things. So that's the big problem, is they just don't have enough ammo.
Thought we couldn't see a ballon peach pie is the best. We need poker night at Buffs Go Army. We beat Navy. Does Yemen have any kind of chance?
We beat Navy. Does Yemen have any kind of chance? No, Yemen doesn't have any chance.
Idea for J-20. It's in Youch with its feminine side sincerity. It's built with no gun. China didn't learn from our Vietnam's experience with the F-4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The J-20 has no gun. It's just all missiles.
3 questions. Do you think the Reaper would ever be used in active warfare? Also in your videos the Reaper still needs a Snickers also. What do you think of the Reaper was going back in time World War II?
So,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas as well. In World War II, we'd run out of missiles real quick. Plus, like, we have very...
China will use every vessel on their shores as a
I want to address this
combat
one
vessel
on
to
its own. Hold
overwhelm
on.
US defenses. For a weaker defense on a second attack.
Don't worry, I'm there with you. Don't worry. Do you think the Raptor would ever in active warfare? I think now is the Raptor's time to shine. Because, so like the F-15 really didn't get a chance to get dirty until we were developing something better. Like the F-22 and YF-23 were in development for a long time. And that's when the F-15 was like, all right, let's fucking break shit. Same thing with the F-16. Well, the F-16 kind of got bred and born in the heat of battle, I guess. He does need a Snickers. He absolutely needs a Snickers. I think I've made that joke before. Okay, so China will use every vessel on their shores as a combat vessel to overwhelm U.S. defenses for weaker defense on a second attack. So while I agree with you, that may be... So the saturation attack doesn't really work anymore. So, and here's why. One Arleigh Burke-class destroyer can carry like 172 missiles and 8 harpoons. A harpoon, it doesn't matter how small or big a boat there is, a harpoon will down that boat. That being said, hold on.
Why do you think the Russians/Soviets never tried to make their own version of AC-130 based off the In-12 or whatever their equivalent of the C-130 was?
They never experienced that level of air dominance in any kind of theater. That's why. So when they started, like over the Taliban, when they were fighting the Mujahideen and they had air dominance, we started giving them Stingers. So they never experienced that level of air dominance, so it was never practical for them to make something. So we have like, I don't know, 50 DDGs, and they all have 170 missiles on board, and we have a lot more missiles on stock to just make more. So the 5-inch gun can down small boats from 22 miles away, 22 kilometers away. The harpoons can do it from like 10 kilometers away, 10, 15 kilometers away. You also have sub missiles. There's so much firepower on board these ships. For me, it's just impractical. Our best thing that we would do, and in all honesty, is we wouldn't try and overwhelm them, stop them and cut off their supply. If you stop the Chinese military and cut off their supply, they are so large that they will either have to break free and get those supplies, or within about 90 days, they're eating themselves because they've starved to death. It's a giant nation. It's a consumer nation. They have an unsustainable population. So if you stop everything going in and out for a period of 90 days, it becomes the Hunger Games. So conventionally...
By the way, the Black Shark is a Russian helicopter otherwise known as the Ka-50.
Oh, the Ka-50?
It was made in 1997.
The Ka-50, I think I know what that is. That's the one with the twin rotors on top, right? Yeah. The Kamov Ka-50. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I don't know a whole lot about it. Only time to tell if the kid gets meat. I hope he does. NGAD is far enough out there. I don't know, man. They just released hey, this is the fucking B-21 Raider, and I thought it'd be years before we saw that thing fly. Some bitch flew 4 months ago. I feel like they're staying in secret a lot longer nowadays, and we're getting them right towards the tail end. There's been some F-14. Take it easy, man. I think Russians. Oh yeah, we already touched on that one. Whew, man. There are 2 twin rotors of the Ka-50 and Ka-52. Okay. Huh, first time seeing this. Yeah, I do this every Friday, man. Gotta go. Take it easy, Joshua. China's biggest strength is their numbers, which are dropping massively. Yeah. Well, but it's not necessarily the biggest strength. So everyone knows a military fights on their stomach. Everyone knows that. Anyone who's ever done any kind of strategic planning, logistics, and support is integral to every single battle plan. How are you going to feed? How are you going to arm? How are you going to give ammo? And cool, you can have a 1 billion man standing army. Great. Do you have 1 billion pieces of body armor? Do you have 1 billion rifles? Do you have 100 billion rounds to give them all ammo? Do you have 500 million artillery pieces maybe for them to shoot? Like it becomes, right? So sustainment and arming really becomes a serious issue at that point. Humans gonna learn like Iran did playing this. They're fuck around and fighting, don't touch my boats. You know, like don't get me wrong, war is never a good thing, right? What's going on, Terry? I'm not big bro. But these are, I'm just kidding, those are not big bros. Where did I get the idea for the B-17 and the B-29? I don't know. I was like, I need to make characters that are older than Buff. And somebody that he would look up to. And I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest with you guys. I knew I was going to get a lot of y'all in the feels. I knew it was going to happen. Because every man who's ever worked his ass off in life, the one thing that gets right in the feels is being told...
Yemen is going to learn like Iran did in Praying Mantis. They're fafoing. Don't touch my boats.
Every man who's ever worked his ass off in life, the one thing that'll get them right in the feels is whoever they look up to telling them that they're proud of them. Like that right there. I'm not going to lie. I kind of pandered. I didn't cry. You cried. Yeah. That one-child policy began to show itself. Big facts. Buff made you tear up, right? I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not an actor. I try as best I can. I do some voice acting. I'm not great at that. I'm trying to give you guys better. I'm trying to be better. And hold on.
Bicep reveal.
It's really it's not. That's what you're getting, guys. I mean, it's firm, but there's no definition. There's nothing. That's that side. There you go. That's all you're getting. There's not much there. Don't worry, I'm back in the gym. I look up to you, HLC. Well, Marley Kai, I'm proud of you. There you go. They're great with CGI concepts. Who's great with CGI concepts? So Harpoon can one-shot a carrier. Depending on the carrier, yes. Harpoon is designed to literally just punch any enormous hole all the way through. It's not going to fire and brimstone. It's just, I'm going to punch a hole in this thing. It's a giant hole punch. No shit, your MTI did. First two fight for your right and defend the nation's might. Yeah, it's to build the nation's might, but you're there. You're there, Tim A. Don't waste time, space, resources, and energy and logistics. Bingo. Amateurs talk strategy, professionals talk logistics. Russia has learned this the hard way. That's funny. It's interesting when the Russian fanboys that hit my comment section, man. Hold on. The buff lives forever.
Amateurs talk strategy, professionals talk logistics. Russia has learned this the hard way. I teared up when Buff seemed so humble talking to his hero.
That was my attempt at method acting. I actually got myself to tear up for that. I hope you guys appreciated it. I really do try hard to, again, I want to try and make these characters come out more for you. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. And a lot of people are like, you son of a bitch, I didn't want to feel. I'm sorry. Every once in a while I'm going to throw a curveball in there and make you really fall in love with the characters a little bit. So yeah, it's funny when people talk about like even now, the Russian fanboys in my comment section, they're like, oh, Russia could invade and they could do this. Like, I even get like somebody tagged me in a video on TikTok. They're like, the Fatah missile is what they call it. It's a Fatah. That's okay, cool. They're like, it's made out of carbon fiber. Cool, which means it's not hypersonic because carbon fiber does not displace heat and it's not strong enough to deal with the punishment. All right, what do you got next? And it can reach America in 40 seconds. Okay, that's about the flight time, maybe a little bit slower than your average ICBM. What else you got? Like, they're just saying all this shit and they're like, it could destroy the U.S. And it's like, no. Here's the thing. Cool. Bomb the U.S. Kill everybody in the U.S. Best of luck to you. Wipe the whole U.S. clean. Wipe the whole country. Got it. There is enough deployed forces around the world right now from the United States that will come and push your shit in with a vengeance. Like, cool. You wiped out the whole continental United States. We have forces in Germany, Poland, pretty much every country in the fucking Middle East. We have them in South America. We have them in the Pacific. We have them in Japan, China. I mean, not China. Japan, Guam, fucking Philippines. Literally everywhere on this planet American forces are. We have battle groups everywhere on this fucking planet. And you want to bomb one rock? Okay. Wish you the best. So when people say stuff like that, it's like they don't really fully understand how those things... imagine Russia trying to hold a logistical supply line to the U.S. Bro. Have you guys seen the Fat Electrician's video? He did one on the Berlin airdrop. Oh, that is an example of American logistics that I didn't even know about. I learned shit from that video. That was really good. And Knox is just standing in front of the camera. Why are you sniffing? He wants a cookie. Hold on. Let's get the big fat boy. Come on. Speak. There we go. Speak one more time. Oh. There we go. There we go. You both got little bitty cookies. You're fine. Recently heard that Germany unveiled an artillery piece that can fire.
Recently heard that Germany unveiled an artillery piece that can fire while it is moving and only needs a crew of 2. The Boxer RCH-155.
I would not be surprised. To this day, I will tell you, in just personal opinion, I still think Germany makes the best artillery in the world. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I love the 777. I fucking love the Paladin. I love the 119er. Like, I love American artillery systems. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love them. But American artillery systems are designed with redundancy in mind. Germany has all the cool shit. Like, there's shit like, yes, and hang on, I gotta hear myself to make the joke about Germany. Oh, yes, this one here, it cleans itself, yeah, and then it will auto-load itself, yeah, and then we have this schnitzel on the side, we eat the schnitzel while we just go pull string and kaboom, and we kill all of these bad guys, yeah. Like, Germany just has all that cool shit, but Americans like, all right, we fucking had this thing stuck in a swamp for 75 years, we're gonna just swab the breach and it'll still work. Like, our shit is like, reliable, but Germany's shit is super fucking cool. Like, Germany just, I love German artillery. Just, HLC greetings from Southeast Alaska. Bro, I miss the snow. Don't tell my wife she wants to retire in New Mexico. I don't get me wrong, I love New Mexico, but I miss the snow. Glad I caught your stream. Still got room for you and my crew on my Reclaimer. Oh! I guess, didn't they just fix the Reclaimer where you can actually tear ships apart and like put them in there? I'm not gonna lie, I've been on Destiny, but I do have, bro, I got me a Vulture now. Say what you want to, but I'm pretty good at scrapping. All right, I'm fucking pretty good at that shit. Yeah, see, German.
HLC, greetings from Messy, Alaska. Glad I caught your stream. I still got room for you to crew on my Reclaimer. Just
nice.
Saying.
I know, bro, time is the thing that I'm struggling with lately. But I would love to see the U.S. build Montana-class battleships, 12 Mark 7, 16-inch, 50 cal. Hold on, I'm 12 Mark 7, 16-inch, 50. Maybe this is just written weird, because a 16-inch and a 50 cal are very, very different. Because a 16-inch is a fucking 16-inch, and a 50 cal is... It's a 50 cal. So I'm just trying to see Montana-class battleships. I love battleships.
China is having generation crisis and they still want to invade Navy as well. This canoe.
Still invade Taiwan. Chinese Navy as well. This
What
canoe.
city is Sister Sailor Habitual Line Crosser stationed? And if Norfolk, I am so sorry. Sincerely, Norfolk native.
No, she's up in Washington. She'll actually be here. Hopefully, I'll do another sister line crosser video.
Take my $5 for that surprise German accent.
Thank you, Meffy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I would love to see the US build the Montana-class battleships 12 Mk716 in 50 calories main guns.
I love battleships. I love battleships. Let's let this play. I want to talk about the battleships here real quick.
What is your take on Ukraine using the Patio or S-300 for ambush tactics? Like surprise our radars here, for example, just yesterday 3 Su-34s were shot down.
It's not unheard of. The system is very, very capable. Can I say that? I can say that. I can say that. So enemy missiles can lock on to certain frequencies of radars. So let's say, in theory, right? Can't confirm or deny this. You could push one button, and
No, the 50 calories is the barrel length, same guns as on the Iowa class.
Oh, okay. The barrel length. My bad, Gunfox. I'm gonna take your word for it. So let's say with one push of a button, your radar could start jumping through frequencies so that they couldn't hit your radar. And you can still see them perfectly fine. It might be kind of a fucked up thing to use against somebody. Again, theoretical. I don't know if that's a real thing. Or if you could just, reduce power, change your search sectors, or, anything else like that to just make yourself ultimately invisible to their sensors, but you can still see them clear as day. I mean, there's all sorts of things that system. Again, man, when I tell you guys, we overspend on a lot of shit. But that $150 million Patriot radar makes sense. Every penny makes sense. I get it. It makes perfect sense, right? Because of what I know that son of a bitch can do. Is the button a big red button? No, it's not red. I think it's probably white. It's probably white. Cal in the Navy refers to the length of the barrel, so 50 times 16 inches. Oh! Hey, I learned something new! Fucking hell yeah. My rule number 1 in my classroom. You will learn something. We're not in my classroom right now, but I learned something tonight. Merry Christmas, bro. Love your stuff and greatly appreciate all the laughs. Also, Vulture can munch chips too. Hell yeah, Sakata. Hey, Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to all you guys. Or Happy Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa. Is you say Merry Kwanzaa? I don't know what you say for Kwanzaa. Whatever holiday you're celebrating, man. Fucking Krampus, any of that shit.
Merry Christmas, bro. Love your stuff and greatly appreciate all the laughs. Also, Vulture can munch chips too.
I like menial tasks, man, on Star Citizen. I like just shutting my brain off and doing menial shit.
Cal in the Navy refers to the length of the barrel, so 50 times 16 inches long. 800 inches or 66.7 feet long.
I did not know that. I'm gonna blow some people's mind at work with that shit. Any new voices down the line? I'm interested. Yeah, I'm working on. Obviously, I threw in Mr. Herbert.
Get your fat ass over here.
I honestly thought about doing a fat electrician, but I can't. I don't know. His isms are hard to mimic. Aside from today we're talking about, I can do that one. That's not a hard thing. He has a certain cadence in his voice that I haven't figured out yet. Thinking about an Arlie Ermy, maybe, if I can get it right.
Any new voices done the line? I'm interested.
I would love to finish an Arlie Ermy. His voice is really difficult to do, though. Arlie Ermy, it's holy Jesus. You just got to start focusing on what you know and backwards playing. But his voice, it has almost a raspiness to it, but he projects through the raspiness is the easiest way. But it's almost like you gotta bring your voice up a little bit, and you gotta. But I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Also, I've considered bringing out Heath Ledger. I did that on another podcast. I did a Heath Ledger on another podcast. I do a decent. I'm not going to do it now, but I do a decent Heath Ledger. Dog woke up for Mr. Herbert.
Get your fat ass over here, you big old chunky boy. Come here, Chester. Chester.
No, he's not Chester today. Someone asked in this chat, is Russia gaining on the east line? Is Ukraine retreating? I haven't even looked.
Someone asked this in chat. Is Russia gaining on the east line? Is Ukraine retreating?
I think both sides are kind of gaining and losing in certain areas. We haven't really seen much change, and this is due in heavy part to Russians mining. So, because here's the thing. It's hard to attack through someone else's mines, but it's also hard to counterattack through your own minefield. So those who can do, those who can't lay landmines. No. Hold on.
Wait, you played SC without me? I'm almost hurt.
Wolfram, I was just chilling, man. I was just chilling.
Coolest thing I got to do in the army was haul some 16 in barrels. Also, the Reclaimer works very well. I play with Avenger 1. I knew him since 2010.
I don't know who Avenger 1 is. So this is the thing, guys. I'm going to tell you, I got into Star Citizen for all the wrong things that I ended up not doing. I was on like TikTok, and I was scrolling through, and there was like some guy was like, oh, there's a beacon, and he was like in a medical ship. I think it was like a fucking Cutlass Red or something, and he just fucking flew down and saved this guy, and he's like, I am citizen talk, and I was like, that is cool as shit. I want to do that. I'm not a medic. I like mining. I like shipping. That's pretty much all I do. I don't really do anything else in Star Citizen, man. You cannot do Arlie Ermu without a knife hand. I'm working on it, man. F14, welcome back. I'm sorry, Wolfram. I'm sorry. Those who can do, those who can't lay minefields. I'm telling you, like, that's why the U.S. doesn't lay minefields, because we still have to attack through them. And plus, minefields, I don't know if you know this, they're kind of against... They're not against the Geneva Conventions, but using any... So it's a gray area in the Geneva Conventions, because, like, you can't use a conventional weapon or even unconventional weapons on civilian population. So if you lay down a minefield and that minefield isn't marked, like, hey, don't enter this minefield, and a random civilian walks into that minefield and steps on it, you've now used a conventional weapon against the civilian population, which is a war crime. So it's really hard to follow that. Minefields are pretty fucked up. Absolutely, they're indiscriminate. I saw Russian minefields in Afghanistan, and it's we'll skip the details. Minefields are awful. Minefields are absolutely fucking terrible. We'll just leave it at that. Got into Star Citizen myself, bought a C1 just to chill cargo with some light merc, work on the side. See, that's the thing, man. There's two types of people who play Star Citizen. If everyone in the chat is listening to me, if you've never played Star Citizen, it's a computer game. It's the biggest game you've probably never heard of. It is aesthetically pleasing. It is beautiful. There's so much to do in it. It's very complex, and sometimes it doesn't work. It's going to piss you off. That's just the nature of fucking Star Citizen. But it's a lot of fun. And the community is actually really healthy. Like, people in the community want to help you. If you just like, if you're like, hey, I'm new, I don't know what to do, somebody will be like, hey, follow me, I'll meet you, where are you at, and I'll show you what to do. And like, the community is really healthy, honestly. Partially because it punishes people who do bad shit. Like, it sends you to jail, which is the greatest thing you could ever do to a griefer. The only thing I wish you could do, and I'm devs, if you're watching this, I want to be able to put out bounties on people that kill me. So, like, if I'm mining and minding my own business and somebody fucking offs me, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. I'm going to go into the bounty screen and I'm going to put up, because I always have a lot of money on me just because I mine and do that shit a lot. I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I'm going to pay somebody $1 million to kill this son of a bitch. You know how many fucking star felons out there be like, $1 million to off somebody? Bet. That dude will be dead and that dude will wake up in a fucking prison. Like, that was the one thing they need to add to Star Citizen. But, there's two types of people who play Star Citizen, too. Those who are like me, who like menial bullshit. Like, I like mining, which takes time, and it's just kind of shut my brain off, mining laser, pick up all the gems, fucking load them into the ship, drive to the next one. You know, it's just mind-numbing shit. And then there are those who are star felons. There's no in-between. The star felons like to hang out around Grim Hex. Don't go to Grim Hex unless you're a star felon. They all want to shoot at you. They all want to steal your shit, and they're assholes. There's no one in between. There's no one who, like, I dabble on both sides. No, you're either a Star Citizen or you're a star felon. Those are the only two. Not gonna lie, I be on my villain arc sometimes. Is this Russian chat with all the fantasy gamer shit? I'm sorry.
Would love to see the Iowas make a return, even if it was just a power move by the US Navy. But logistically and financially it doesn't make sense.
Oh, I do love me some Iowas. I know. Iowa, I think, is the Iowa class battleship is the most beautiful ship, in my opinion, that has ever been made. Is the most beautiful fucking ship that has ever existed. But it's impractical now. With over the horizon missiles and stuff like that, it's just impractical. Can't maneuver it. It's a lot of displacement. They're heavy. They're expensive to operate. DDG can just do the job of modern fight better. They gave me $400 of work for this year's bonus. I don't deserve it all, so here's some for you, HLC Blessed Singwala. To all my Blood Angel battle bros, don't let that black rage ruin your holiday. Hey, man, USS Mark.
Gonna have to bounce early. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year,
Oh!
Core.
Zach Brown gang in the house. Merry Christmas, my dude.
Pick a piece of equipment to give Mike Tyson voice. So ridiculous at first glance, yet just stacking bodies.
That's actually not a half bad idea. A Tyson voice? I'm going to put that in my notes.
They gave me $400 at work for this year's bonus. I don't deserve it all, so here's some for you, HLC.
USS...
Sanguinala to all my Blood Angel battle brothers. Don't let that black rage ruin your holiday.
USS Mac, thank you so much. You don't have to do that. I will never ask you guys for anything like that, but thank you so much for sharing it with me. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well, man. Enjoy that Christmas bonus. I'm going to take that 20 and I'm going to send Knox through charm school. Look at that fat ass over there. I love him to death. I talk shit about that dog. Like, I'll just be like, you fat dipshit, and then I'll be like, I love you. That's the way I am with that dog. Oh, God. He heard me say dog, so he had to come.
The key to winning over China is India.
But India's in a weird spot. They're like nobody's friend right now because India fucking hates China. Like India and China, they are beefing bad. But India's had some beef with the West lately, so I don't know. I'm scratching Knox's head. He has nothing inside his coconut. DDG has it covered, absolutely. SC could wipe tomorrow. Would y'all be mad at SIG? I don't know what that means. USS Texas was not in Iowa. No, the Texas was not... Wait, she was not in Iowa? I thought she was in Iowa. Iowa Impractical opposed to the Zumwalt. Oh, hey, we don't... The Zumwalt was named after probably one of my favorite people in history because, like, Zumwalt, I don't know if you guys know this, gave everybody in the Navy beards in the 1970s. It was just like, yep, this policy's stupid and it makes people happy. Let's let them have beards. And the Navy had beards in the 1970s. That's a real thing. That is an absolute real thing. Hold on. Trying to stay with everything. Bacon for the Emperor Battle Brother. Look, I'll probably pick up Space Marine 2 when it comes out. I want to learn about Warhammer, not War Thunder. Warhammer. Just don't know where to start. So I'm going to pick up Space Marine 2 when it comes out. We're going to see what it's about. I was told the first one's good. Arleigh Burke class will live forever. It's a really good ship. It's effective.
Here's an idea, General Hummel from the Rock Voice.
Is it, wait, USS Texas and US class Dreadnought battleship. No shit.
USS Texas is a New York-class dreadnought battleship.
Can we talk about how the Indonesian Air Force is basically or about to be a real-life Ace Combat inventory? What did I miss? What did I miss in Indonesia? But there was somebody who had a question that I wanted to answer. If you had to design a layered AA field, with what systems would you use, including the GEAR and ISR systems, including systems like Manus, Skynex, which are not fielded yet? So if I wanted to make it impenetrable, it really depends. That's a really hard question for me to answer. So, like, if I was just protecting something against anything.
Can we talk about how the Indonesian Air Force is basically or about to be real-life Ace Combat inventory?
I'll scroll down in a second and get back to that. So, GMD, Aegis, THAAD, Patriot. Now, the number of systems would vary depending on what I'm protecting. And then below Patriot, I would have M-SHORAD, DE-M-SHORAD, Mantis. I like the Mantis. I don't know how effective it is, but Mantis, like offset with CRAM or LPWS, would probably be very, very good. Manpad Stingers. I'd probably throw NASAMs in there somewhere. That'd probably be the best. Like, American systems are very good, guys. There's a reason they have such a big price tag. It's not because we're just, like, fucking embezzling. They're actually really, really good. Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to read through, see what someone said about... Mrs. HLC's in here? Did she chime in? Did Mrs. HLC chime in? She put hid someone, Wolfram? Oh, she hit someone? Discord is trouble? It is big trouble. I mean, but I have one. And my mods are really good. Aim 9 Sams. Oh, you're talking about the Chaparral. Cool idea. Really bad in practice. Columbia class submarine gives me chills. Subs in general are fucking insane to me. Subs and sub people are very strange. Iraq anti-aircraft on a Thursday night. What? This is a control channel. Ukraine's factually. Thomas, that's I mean, you know, like I know the people who were there, right? I mean, I just haven't really asked them in a couple weeks, but I can find out. You might be right. Again, I don't have a dog in this fight. I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I obviously don't want fake communism to win, but still. Some people are strange, man. No one talks about the F4U Corsair. What are you talking about? There's an F4U Corsair sitting right there on top of my shelf next to my Ryan Reynolds prayer candle. Don't you judge. F8 Bearcat was amazing. Is this the Falklands? He's back? Who's back? Favorite air defense system? Patriot all day long. I love my Patriot, man. It's really good. It's really good. Hey, bud, Merry Christmas to you too, CBD. What you talking about, Willis? Dude, I talk about Corsairs all day. The thing I love about the Corsair is that everyone else in the world was like, jets. Jets are the way. Even the US was like, we need a jet. But they were like, we're just going to put a fucking, a large amount of beans under the hood of a prop aircraft and send it against jets and see how it does. And the F4U Corsair was still holding its own against fucking MiGs, jet MiGs. So like, I gotta be, it takes some fucking stones. Like, I mean, when you see like somebody sent me like a story like written by their grandfather about shooting down a Messerschmitt 262 in a P-51 Mustang, and like, bro, the stones shooting down a fucking Messerschmitt, like you had no idea. Like it was just the first thing that like no one had ever seen jet aircraft before. This thing's out flying you, out maneuvering you, out everything, and they're like, you need to kill it. And they're just like, all right, fucking bet, let's do it. To all my Submariner Battle Bros, tell at least one family member what a sock weighing contest is. No. And it's gonna read it out loud. Oh man. Favorite army base? Probably Fort Carson if the units weren't there. Fort Carson, Colorado is a beautiful base. The base is gorgeous. It's in a gorgeous city. It's in a gorgeous fucking scenery. Like, gorgeous. The units suck.
To all my Submariner Battle brothers, tell at least one family member what a sock weighing contest is sometime during your holiday.
Oh dear God, I don't want any part of that. Have I seen any of Jive Turkey or Sub? I've seen Subbrief. I now subscribe to Subbriefs. So when he posts something new, I'll check it out. Former Sonarman, the 688s, he's very knowledgeable about sonar. Awesome content. I do want to check it. Is he sick? Which city is it in? Fort Carson is Colorado Springs. Is joining the Army even worth it anymore? I mean, it is. The Army made me the man I am today. I wouldn't have half of this knowledge about aircraft and air defense systems and missiles and things like that if it wasn't for the military. I'm very thankful for the military. Am I going to stay in it forever? No. There comes a time when you know you need to walk away. But, don't know. We'll see. Early jets had terrible maneuverability. Big facts. I mean, they still kind of do. Like, compared to a prop plane. A prop plane is always going to maneuver better. But a jet's going to be able to I mean, it's just going to fucking squash everything. Hold on, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this out loud as the buff.
Have you seen any of Jive Turkey / Subbrief stuff on YouTube?
I just saw one from Super Bonker. I'm going to read it.
688. He is very knowledgeable about sonar. Awesome content.
But I'm going to fix your quote.
Moses may have parted the Red Sea, but I'm going to widen it.
There we go. I have to hear myself. That's why you guys see me like taking the earphone off, is because if I can't hear myself, it doesn't sound right. Like, Moses may have widened the fucking, it just doesn't. Moses may have crossed the Red Sea, but I'm gonna widen it. There we go. Do I have plans? I need to introduce rotary wings in general. I really need to. 1990 USS Ranger B-52 flyby, the below deck. I thought about bringing that up. I really did. I just haven't had a good opportunity to bring that up. Gonna go munch some metal, like I said, bud. Right seat is available for you. Thanks for you, both professionally and personally. Thank you so much, Colonel Viper. Appreciate it, man. I do need to get back into Star Citizen, so I might hit you up, man.
Me my friend were playing War Thunder. I said F Geneva Convention. Out of nowhere my friend drops a nuke. My friend is the same here too, but with a nuke.
Fuck the Geneva Convention.
Jarhead here. WTF is a subweighing contest.
Oh, Matthew, don't. Just leave it alone, man.
Okay, gonna go munch some metal. Like I said, bud. Right seat is available for you. Thanks for all you do for us both professionally and personally.
Alright, so CBD's asking me if I started reading Shattered Sword. No, it is still on my bookshelf. Right now I'm working my way through Extortion 17. Every time I travel or I'm like in the car for long periods of time, I take one of the books you guys sent me and I start reading as much as I can. Oh, someone asked, I got a text from Mrs. Linecrosser. She said, people want to know why I joined the Army, which is a great question. So I'll be totally honest with you. It was a really dumb split-second decision, but it's the best dumb decision I ever made in my life. So I was working for my dad. Love my dad. I don't want to speak anything bad about my father. He's a great guy. Gave me a lot of good morals and things like that. He wasn't good at paying his workers. So I was working for him. I was driving a tow truck. And in 2 weeks, I pulled in at about 60 cars. And those 60 cars are about $200 a car, depending on what zone they were. I was doing insurance repos. And I was exhausted. My dad's like, hey, I'll go get everything settled, and then I'll get your check. And after that, it's about $12,000, and he gave me a check for $23. And I said, thank you, because I've never been ungrateful for anything I've ever earned. And I put it in gas in my truck, and I drove to the recruiter station. I was gone 2 weeks later. And so I was a really angry kid, and I was like, I want to go to war. Like, that was the weird thing. Like, I wanted to go, I wanted to fight. I wanted to be there. And, well, that got fixed after one tour in Afghanistan. I didn't really care about going anymore. I was just like, well, that sucks. That was not fun. I didn't enjoy that very much. Your buddy was an Apache crew chief. Let me know if there's any info you need. Ooh. Well, I think we got the Apache kind of ironed out with the Macho Man Randy Savage. But I don't know. Dude, you rock. I'm over 60 and just love buffing the F-22. Thanks. Super Bunker 9000. Thank you so much, my dude. Merry Christmas as well. Dave Callister, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Did I miss anything else?
My buddy was an Apache crew chief. Let me know if there is any info you need.
Is there any chance laser weapons could be defeated by mirrors mounted on the drones? Ooh, that's a great question.
Dude, you rock. I'm over 60 and just love buff and F-22.
So, yes and no. So, a mirrored surface will survive longer than a non-mirrored surface. But, so if you take a mirror, right, and you just have a mirror sitting here, let's say this light up here, right, and you have this pointed at this light, there's not a lot of power coming from that light. But if you focus that and crank it as far up as you possibly can, there's a lot of heat coming at this mirror. Well, the back mirror is just glass with a reflective piece on the back of it that is usually plastic or starts with a V, vinyl, right? It's just plastic or vinyl. And while it reflects most energy, it doesn't reflect all energy. So while it would reflect for a short period of time, over time, eventually you would burn a hole through it, and then you would burn the internal components. So it wouldn't last indefinitely, but it would last slightly longer than a regular one. I hope that makes sense. Is that so? They recently gave the F-35C a mirror coat on the tails. Really? Almir Dam. So start putting chrome wrap on all drones. Our reflective laser surface material paints a thing. Yeah, kind of. I mean, so there are ones that are radar absorbent. Like the F-35 has a radar absorbent coating. The B-21 has a radar absorbent coating. The B-2 has a radar absorbent coating. The F-22, I think it does, but it's a slightly different style of coating. The F-35 is actually significantly cheaper. A really, really good one reflects like 80% of the energy. Yep, it's not all the energy. So eventually, like I said, it would last for a short period of time, just not forever. Your opinion on the new rifle platform should have stayed with the basic AR platform. I haven't fired the new rifle. I would like to check it out, see what the recoil is like, see how it groups, see how it operates, see how it feels, what's the weight of it. Like, I would really like to get my hands on it. I just don't know. NGAD is going to rock the fucking boat. So this is the thing. The United States, like, we were ahead, and then everybody kind of caught up, and we were kind of just doing our own thing. And now we realize, like, people caught up, so we need to get the fuck ahead again. NGAD is going to revolutionize air combat overall, because I don't know if you guys know what's coming with it. It's not just so, like, the price tag says $100 million a piece, which sounds like a lot until you realize it comes with like 3 or more aircraft. It'll come with the aircraft the person rides in, and then the drone aircraft that fly with them. So they'll always have AI wingmen. So they'll be able to produce maneuvers that a human can't, because G-force affects the human body. You can have them protect you. You can have them do all sorts of things. Like, it's gonna be life-changing. The amount of firepower that comes out of one of those things is gonna be USS Mac, not reflecting photons. There you go. Not reflecting all the energy. There you go. What's up, Mirandy? Not there yet, you know. You're watching from work tonight? That's what I'm saying. Pickles Wiggles, whoever your boss is, they need to give you a raise and more time off. That's coming from HLC Actual, HLC himself. I'm fucking nobody. F-35 radar coating is baked onto the skin, while F-22's radar coating is sprayed on. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know the actual difference. I knew, like, the 35 is slightly cheaper, though. So we've entered Star Wars area. So when we're getting lightsabers, I think somebody already designed them. How do Patriots fire? Well, it's pretty simple. So it's a track while scan. There's TWS radar, track while scan, track while search. I've heard it both ways. So radar detects somebody, just keeps detecting. The launchers are usually co-located with the radar. They can be remote up to a X amount of distance away. They can be away from the radar, but usually they're local. Meaning they're within 1.2 kilometers. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And so they're there, and radar detects threat. Person inside the ECS goes, engage that threat through their process that they do. They say engage it. And then the radar decides, well, the radar and the van, there's a thing in there called a WCC weapons control computer. And it decides which missile off of which launcher at which second will have the highest probability of kill on that target. And then depending on what the target is, it'll select a method of fire, which means it'll either fire one missile, wait until after the possible intercept, and then fire another one, or it'll fire 2 of them real quick. Those are methods of fire. There's a lot of variables that go in there, but it usually just, that's how it does. And then the system, all I do is I say, kill this thing. The system goes, all right, this missile off of this, or this missile by this missile type off of this launcher, like bottom left, at this second will give me the highest probability of kill on that threat. And they go, okay, and they fire the missile. And then the radar just guides the missile all the way in until right before it impacts, it goes pitbull. The radar hands it off, and the missile guides itself in. Boom, smoke, done. Boom. When does NGAD come out, though? I have no idea. Hopefully soon. Gomer Pyle is a jarhead. If you said F-35s are bake, I'd laugh my ass off. What is the most advanced aircraft? It's kind of hard to say. Like in full production or currently being developed? Because if it was being developed, I'd probably have to go immediately with I didn't turn on those lights. I'd have to immediately go with the B-21. Because the B-21 is supposed to have a lot of cool gizmos and gadgets. Country Kid, I do not. Nox is cute. Thank you. Many, many different squiggle lines. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I don't read. I don't know what language that is. Maybe Arabic. If it's right to left, it should be Arabic. I'm not sure. I can't pick out any of the symbols in there. I'm sorry.
Reposting comments already said, but the M7 is but the optic is an aimbot.
But the M7 is but the optic is an aimbot. Oh, you're talking about the that optic I talked about in my last video, the anti-drone system, the fuck is that thing called again? The Smash? The smart shooter? Yeah. Why do they call it going pitbull? I actually don't know. It's just usually when you have a radar guided missile of any kind, it's called just going pitbull. Is when the radar lets go and the missile guides itself in the rest of the way. It's usually within about a second, maybe a second and a half before impact. It's really not good. Is the Su-57 good? Yes and no. It really depends. So 3-dimensional thrust vectoring, cool. I don't know why Sukhoi is all about we need to be able to Cobra maneuver. A Cobra maneuver works really good against thermal guided munitions. But if it's not a thermal guided munition and it's a radar guided munition, so radar looks at you, right? Radar looking at the back of a Su-57 Felon, which has the radar cross section roughly equivalent to an F-18. Now, is it stealth? Yes, for 1950 standards, but by modern standards, it's not considered stealth. It's considered reduced visibility, which is roughly what the F-18 is. Okay, so anyways, you're looking at this thing with a radar. You're sending a missile at it, and all of a sudden, it goes whoo, like that. So instead of looking at this through a radar, you're looking at this through a radar. You have just simultaneously bled off all of your airspeed and increased your radar cross-section exponentially. So that missile that was coming at you that had a possibility of missing because it's radar guided now has a beautiful picture of you, and you have come almost completely to a stop. So that's why I hate the Cobra maneuver, and I hate that they do that in Hollywood movies. It has applications, but in a modern fight, not really. So the Su-57, it does have a lot of cool things for it. Like could a Felon maybe take out an F-15 or F-16? It's a high probability. A 1v1 beyond line of sight, I think it's F-15 most likely because it's lack of maneuverability. F-16 probably not. The F-16 is the king of the fucking wild weasel. They are so hard to hit with a really good pilot. Like they are really, really maneuverable. And then the F-16 would just have to get within visual range. Once the F-16 is within visual range, it would be a hard fight for that suit. It would really be a hard fight. F-22 beyond visual range? Nope. The 22 and the 35, maybe not the 22 because the radar is better on the 35, but let's say there's like a network of 35s and there's as many Su-57s as they have. Those F-35s are going to detect those Su-57s long before they ever detect those F-35s. Because one side has a larger radar cross section than the other side, and one side has better radars than the other side. So whoever has the better radar and smaller radar cross section wins the beyond visual range fight. Now, I'm not saying they can't dodge those missiles, but dodging a missile isn't like Hollywood. It's not as easy as you think. It's actually really, really difficult. Cobra's an air show move, demo, post, stall capabilities rather than practical move. Exactly. I mean, if somebody's on your tail and they're using machine guns, a Cobra maneuver might do something good. It might work. Again, I'm not an air tactician. I'm an air defense tactician, so I don't know. But against a radar-guided missile, it's a really bad idea. Maybe a thermal-guided missile, because, I mean, you would be dropping your thrust down, so it could cause the missile to go... I don't know. Maybe the missile would think that you're diving, and it would go down like that, so if you go up, I don't know. Stroke 3 comes to mind when it comes to Wild Weasel. Stroke 3, man, that was that guy, wasn't it? The one who evaded 6 surface-to-air missiles with 0 countermeasures? Man's a fucking gangster. You're a bouncer, Pickles Wiggles? No shit. Well, I hope you have a chill night, man. I'm not going to say the Q word. I know the rules. If you're close enough for guns, you've already lost. Or you're just out of missiles, man. In a real, like, force-on-force, both sides are going to run out of missiles, and their pilots are going to have to do some sketchy shit. How much do I know about JTF2? When I hear JTF, I think Joint Task Force. So I'm not familiar with that. Opta. My brother said your job is basically missile command, and I'm so mad I can't argue against him. No, there's sometimes that people are like, oh, so it's basically this, and they come up with like an analogy, and it's simple, and I'm just like, fuck, I can't poke any holes in that. Like that is foolproof. That is absolutely nail on the goddamn head. You're 34? I hope you have a chew. Oh yeah, I'm not. Hope you have a chill night. We're gonna say chill. We're not gonna say Koshfer Bell versus Raider. I'm not sure what the Koshfer Bell is. I'm not familiar with that, man. I'm sorry. I know nearly dick all about military ops. Like your little videos are plain simple and fascinating, aside from being entertaining as they are. That's what the thing. Like, so here's the thing, guys, and I want you all to take this home because we're almost done here. We've got a few more minutes left, but I want you to take it away. My grandfather taught me a lot of really interesting things in this life. And number one, he taught me is that the day you think you've learned everything, dig your own grave. So I always want to learn something new. So I didn't really know a lot about aircraft when I started making these characters. And you guys are like, what about this? What about this? And you're forcing me to absorb new information, which is, I'm like a kid in a candy store, right? Number two is if you're going to do anything in life, be fucking great at it. So that's what I try and do, right? Like this social media thing is new to me and I'm scared, but I want to be good at it. And I want you guys to enjoy what I'm creating, right? And I want to impart my passion and what I do on you guys. Like I want to make you as passionate about things in my life as you are in your life. And that's when you talk to people about whatever you do in this life, doesn't matter if you flip fucking burgers or some shit like that. Like people are like, oh, you're a burger flipper. Bro, there's things that fry cook knows that I don't know. I can't just go back there without him training me. I could probably pick it up pretty quick, but guess what? I don't know that shit. You know, you can have somebody who goes to school, gets a fucking PhD in plumbing, like a doctorate in plumbing. A plumber who's worked on that job site for 30 years knows more shit about plumbing than that guy with the PhD. Just does. Right? So, but it's because they're passionate about it, right? So I'm passionate about missiles and air defense and planes, and I want to impart that passion on you guys. And I also want you to be educated about like the world around you, so I can always make fun of the news. So I love when you guys are passionate with me about things you want to know and like things that you care about. So that gives me an opportunity to learn stuff. And physics, smart. So I am one of the videos I have coming out here soon. Got to go put the kiddo down. Have a good night, HLC. Well, Livewire, we're almost done here. We got about literally 15 seconds until I'm going to be calling it. Pickles Wiggles, I'm going to be hopping off here soon, man. Planes are cool. It's all about experience, right? My 2024 will be without opinions. Facts. Facts are always great. Educating gets you so far. It's experience that is king. Bingo. Frank Berkey, you were at Range Day? You were there? Bro, I want you guys to know, always approach me. Just walk up and be like, I want to take a picture. Let's fucking hang out, dude. I'm an easygoing guy, man. Vespa 150 tap anti-tank scooter for French character. It has an American M20 on it. There's an anti-tank scooter? I'm going to check that out. I'm going to have to check that out. Hey, man, I just want to say thanks for the amazing content and for your service. Content always makes my day better. Long live the buff. Squink, thank you so much. How long do you think it'll be before we put an AI missile into missile systems and we see stuff like we used in Star Wars or Battlestar? Right now, the whole world is very scared about using AI in lethal decisions. I can say that. I have personally messed with. There was an AI, a rough AI, put into a missile system, and
I want to see your silly ass succeed. Thanks for playing IRL Missile Command and not having a nervous breakdown every day. Thanks for being damn funny too. Now go read about Robin Olds.
I will, USS Mac. Thank you so much, man. I'll leave you guys with this after these play, real quick.
How long do you think it'll be before we go put eye into missile systems and we see stuff like what's used in Star Wars or Battlestar?
So I don't think AI will be making any lethal decisions.
Hey man, just wanted to say thanks for all the amazing content and for your service. Your content always makes my day better. Long live the buff.
Thank you guys so much. So what I will tell you is I got to be a part of a test. There was a kind of a rough AI, and what I did is they were like, okay, well, we're going to see how the AI reacts to different situations. And what I did is I made it a logical versus moral decision. You cannot program a system to make a moral decision, but you can program one to make a logical decision. And what I did, well, what we did, there was several of us, we put it into a situation where it made the logical decision and not the moral decision. And the moral decision, like, was the obvious huge right. And when we did that, we were like, this is a problem. Like, did it do what was logically correct? Yes. But how many people died because of their logical decision? So they were like, yeah, we shouldn't. Like, AI will help, will subsidize human interactions with systems. Like, that's always a good thing. It'll make recommendations. Check out this. Please look at this. Like, that's fine. But having AI make lethal discrimination and lethal decisions, probably not anywhere near future for us. I'll be totally honest with you guys. Just because right now we have no ability to program one to make a moral decision. We can program them to make logical, and a logical decision is, think about it like this. If you go on the battlefield and I was a robot, and I say, hey, your job is to eliminate the Russian threat. I can do anything in my code that says eliminate Russian threat. I find any Russian, whether they're in uniform or not. Well, then I put in the code, you can only do the ones in uniform. Cool. Well, then you got to put in, well, what if they're surrendering? Well, what if they fake a surrender? That's a war crime. And then you learn, let's say one fakes a surrender. Now you think all of them are going to fake their surrender. So learning AIs are very, very dangerous, right? So it's a very, very, it's a very slippery slope there. So what we're going to do right here, guys, there you have it. We got 2 hours on a Friday night. I enjoyed so much talking to you guys. I enjoy so much. I want to say that this is the last time I'll talk to you before Christmas. So you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Have a happy Hanukkah. Have an amazing... I don't know if Kwanzaa's around this time of year. I think. I'm sorry. So, as always, do not give in to the 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing. If you would like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com. Yes, I own that domain. I'll see you guys later. Play me out. I'll be back on Unsubscribe soon, Spencer.